الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, first we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us the tawfiq and the ability to perform our Maghrib Salah with Jama'ah, alhamdulillah. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says one beautiful hadith that regarding the virtue of the masajid, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Al-Masjidu baytu kulli taqiyyin, that indeed the house of Allah, it is the masajid is the house of every person who has taqwa, the person who is fearful and conscious of Allah. And those are the people of the masajid, says Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the consciousness, the taqwa of Allah, grant us to be of those who love the masajid. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Last week we've discussed the chapter where Imam Suyuti rahimahullah speaks about that how important it is for a person to make arrangements when he leaves this dunya, and to make arrangement that he pay his debts. Whether some arrangement been made for the person when he leaves this dunya, that some of his money before spending it, according to the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam that was mentioned last week, that the family, the children, the wife, they should see that the debts are all paid. And that the hadith mentioned by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he speaks about how the ruh will be suspended, how the ruh will be blocked from entering Jannah or entering the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just because of a debt that he never paid. And how it is important, as we mentioned, and how we should put things in place, inform our children if there are debts, inform the children that this is a debt we have, and when you receive money or when anything is paid out, make sure that the debt is being paid, to prevent our arwah, our ruh, to be suspended between the heavens. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept and to make us of those who will make those arrangements. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. This evening Imam Suyuti rahimahullah speaks about, and he mentions the arwah of the amwat, the ruh. Sometimes, and we hear this very frequently, where the arwah, the ruh of the deceased, they meet the arwah and the ruh of those who are alive. Does this happen? Is it the reality? And Imam Suyuti rahimahullah, he speaks about this, and he starts off the chapter of the statement of Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah that says that regarding this, where the arwah meet the living in the dead, there's enough proof of it. There's abundance of proof where the living and the dead meet. Well, the way they meet is not like how me and you meet. The meeting is different, and he recited the ayah in Surah Zumar where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about Allahu yatawaffa al-anfus hina mawtiha wallati lam tamut fi manamiha, that Allah is the one who takes the arwah and the ruh, the souls of those when the death, the time has come. Allah takes the ruh of the deceased, and also Allah is the one who takes the ruh of those who are asleep. Those who are asleep, meaning that when we sleep, that's why sleeping is called mind death. Why? And that's why we recite the dua, that when we wake up, we are taught by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to recite the dua, Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi nushur. All praise is due to Allah, the one who's given us life after Allah has taken it away. So when we go sleep at night, Allah takes away the ruh. Allah takes away the ruh. فَيُمْسِكُ الَّتِي قَضَى عَلَيْهَا الْمَوْتِ وَيُرْسِلُ الْأُخْرَى إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. And then the ayah carries on, in the ayah Allah says, and there are those who Allah, in their sleep, while Allah is taking the ruh, there are those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after they completed their sleep, some of them Allah keep their ruh and they pass away in their sleep. And there are those who Allah send back their ruh to their body so they can live their life that is still left, so they can eat and enjoy of the rizq that they still have. So in this ayah, many of the mufassirun of the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the tabi'een of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, great scholars, they understood and they mentioned this is where the living and the dead meet. In the unseen world, in the part when a person is asleep, and when we dream, and that's why the dreaming is a reality on its own. That's why Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says a person sometimes dream evil dreams, and when we see evil dreams, we ask Allah's protection from shaitan. The sunnah is put over the shoulder thrice, and then we read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. Those dreams we don't speak about, we don't seek interpretation for it. We ask Allah to protect us, and then there are those dreams that because something is on our mind all the time, is a hadith of Rasul in our conscious mind all the time, and sometimes we dream about it. Your work, for example, might be on your mind the entire day. Tonight you go sleep, you still your mind. It's again at work. Why? Because the work is on your mind, or your children is on your mind. And sometimes the arwah, in this case, they meet other ruh, other arwah from the deceased. They meet their parents, or they meet their father that is passed. And that's why the ulama mentioned that when you see them in a good state, then that is actually a sign that they're in a good state. That is a good sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the ayah that they use. And many of the mufassirun and the sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have taken this ayah and they've understood that ayah that way. And many occasions in the life of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, in the life of many of the pious scholars, in our lives, we experience this as well. Uthman radiallahu anhu, one of the most famous examples he uses is Uthman radiallahu anhu. When Uthman radiallahu anhu, before he was assassinated the Thursday, and that Thursday he was fasting. And he went to go sleep and he dreamed. Before he went to go sleep and he dreamed of Rasulullah in a dream. One narration mentioned that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Oh Uthman, you will witness the day of Jumu'ah with us. You will witness the day of Jumu'ah with us." And then another narration mentioned he dreamed, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Uthman radiallahu anhu, "Oh Uthman, that tonight you're going to break your fast with us." Because he was fasting that day, and he was assassinated that same day. And many examples, dreams of Umar radiallahu anhu, dreams of so many Sahaba radiallahu anhu, dreaming of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That we know that Rasulullah's dreaming of Rasulullah is when you see that the hadith of Rasulullah, authentic hadith, it says that man ra'ani fil manam faqad ra'ani. That indeed the person who sees me in a dream, for indeed he has seen me. Because shaitan cannot take the form of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sometimes shaitan can take the form of our family members. Sometimes the shaitan can take the form of my teacher. And many times scholars will narrate, and then they would speak about how shaitan took the form of the teacher, trying to misguide the student. The teacher is passed on, and the student sees the teacher in a dream, and the teacher speaks to the students and he gives him wrong information about the deen, or he tried to change the revelation of Quran, or he tried to change the sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how shaitan even uses it in our dreams, uses those people we are attached to, and try to misguide a person. So this where we meet and when we dream about our loved ones in our dreams, when we see them, this is indeed proven by the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by the sayings of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, the Tabi'een. One hadith of Rasulullah mentions that when a person dies, when a person leaves this dunya, and now it comes a time where he meets the other arwah, the other deceased. And then the hadith mentions they overwhelmed the person with so much questions. And the malaika will address them that, please settle down, this person first need to settle in. Don't overthrow him with questions. Leave him to first settle in, and then they will ask. They will ask regarding this person. They will ask, how is this one? How is that one? All of these things happen in the arwah, in the unseen world, which we have our knowledge about it is very little. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, that when we see dreams of our deceased, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who see only goodness. May it be a sign of them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them to be in a good space. Our parents, our brothers or sisters passed on, may they be enjoying from the fruits of Jannah, may they enjoying from the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also when it is important not only to, sometimes we dream about them, we see them and we want to know how it is, how are they doing, in what position, how they find themselves, But more important, we need to make dua for them continuously, especially those family members, our fathers, our mothers, our children, brothers, sisters. Make it a habit to make dua for them. That will be the greatest gift we can send to them. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq and understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.